And we are back. If you're waiting to tune back in for the stream, I had to get some stuff situated with the internet and get a fresh stream started. Hopefully that helps things out. And that out will be the end of the top of the third. And we'll kind of get this stream started back up in the bottom of the third as people start to get back in. So we'll come back in the bottom of the third. We'll be right back with Hoptown Hoppers TV. All right, we are back here in the bottom of the third inning. It seems like the stream is running smoothly now, which is good to see. And the score remains 1 Bombers, 0 Hoppers. And the Bombers here are trying to extend that lead. Chase Gruno now taking over on the mound for Dylan Eaton. Eaton pitched 2 innings and allowed 1 run. Gruno, we're seeing different looks from everybody tonight, as Gruno's normally a 1-inning closer. Tonight he's coming in the 3rd inning, and doesn't look like there's really anybody warming up to take him out. So, and he'll immediately give a rocket to right field, and that is caught by Stephen Bell. So a quick out on a first pitch swing there from, that was, I believe, Josh Newton. Or no, that would have been Reese Davis. This is Drew Howard now at the plate, who struck out in his last at bat. Throws a strike right away. 0-1 count for Gruno against Drew Howard. And that pitch looked good. Called a ball, I guess, low. Would have to be. And that called outside. 2-1 the count, 1 out on the board. No runners on base. That one, again, not exactly sure where it missed. Maybe slightly inside for a 3-1 count now after throwing a strike first to get things started for this batter. He's threatening to walk. And he'll hit that one to center field. And Oliverio will come up with the ball for the second out of the inning. I'll say this: whenever a batter can connect with a Gruno pitch, it's going deep. He throws with so much speed that those hits are bound to go deep, and that's already a hit into right and center field in this inning alone. And a strike thrown to get this at-bat started for Frankie Sebastiano. And a low pitch in the dirt there for a ball, 1-1 the count. 2 outs on the board and no runners on. And a foul ball there to make the count 1-2 for Sebastiano. And another foul there as Sebastiano stays alive. The count remains the same though at 1-2 and 2 outs on the board. And there's a hit to the second baseman Perkins, who will make the throw to first, and the throw is made. The out is gained, and we will head to the top of the 4th inning. As I'll tell you what, this game's moving pretty quick. The score remains Bombers 1, Hoppers 0, and we will be right back in the top of the 4th inning. We are back in the top of the 4th innings. Artem Logvinov will start things off for the Hoppers. He'll see a ball go past him there. 1-0 the count for Logvinov, who had a strikeout in his last at-bat. And he'll hit a good one there, and I think that'll be down, and it will be. And they're going to stop him at first. So a deep single there for Logvinov for his first hit of the game. And I'll be honest, during that break, I did not keep up with the at-bats for Bell through Van Hooser. Well, I know Van Hooser popped out. I know Oliverio struck out. But I'm not sure about Vergara and Bell. A single here, though, to get things started for Logvinov. And this is Luis Villalba at the plate. He watched a strike go by him there, 0-1 the count for Villalba. And no outs on the board. That is hitting directly to the second baseman, who will make the double play happen. And just like that, the Hoppers sitting with 2 outs with no runners on. And not something they wanted to see here in the top of the 4th. And here's Mac Biggs, who struck out in his first at-bat, up to the plate now. There's an outside pitch for a ball to Mac Biggs. 1-0 the count, excuse me. And Biggs will hit that one to the shortstop. He's unable to grab it, so Biggs will have a single without any protest from the Bombers. And that's 2 singles in this inning for Hoptown, but they still managed to have 2 outs on the board with only 1 runner on base. Here's Gavin Baxter, who walked in his first at-bat. And he'll immediately hit that one to the third baseman, who will make the throw to first, and he does. And that will end the Hoppers' chances here in the 4th and send us to the bottom of the 4th, where the Bombers will try to expand their lead. We will be right back with more Hoptown Hoppers baseball on Hoptown Hoppers TV. And we are back here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And leading things off for the Bombers will be Caden Harless, who has a single already in this game. Had a couple hits in the last game as well. Chase Gruno remains on the mound for Hoptown here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And there's an inside ball for the first pitch, 1-0 the count. And a bunt there. Gruno will try to chase it down, and he can't make the throw, but Mac Biggs with a good grab to stop that ball from going any farther than it did. And the runner will be safe at first. I don't know if they count that as a hit or an error. I'd probably say an error. And here is Juan Guzman, who walked in his first at-bat. He'll swing and miss on that one. 0-1 quick count to Guzman. A runner at first base. There's an inside pitch for a ball, 1-1 the count. The runner's going to go, but a foul there will bring him back and put the count at 1-2. Two and two the count now, as that was a ball called. There's a high pitch for a ball, 3-2 now the count. Full count here for Gruno against Guzman. He'll check the runner at first. And continue that bat. The runner is going to go, a strike, and he would have been out. Oh, he's going to go to third. No, he's not. That would have been a bad decision. The runner's safe at second after the ball gets loose, but a strikeout there will sit Guzman down, leave the runner at second with one out on the board. And that will bring up Jay Flynn, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Has played in both games today, but has yet to get a hit. Gruno with an outside ball there for a 1-0 count. That pitch, a strike, 1-1 now, the count. And a swing and a miss there for a 1-2 count. One and two the count, one out on the board and a runner at second. And he'll hit that one to the second baseman, who will make the play at first. That will advance the runner to third in a dangerous position, but there are two outs on the board now. And that will bring up Josh Russell, who has flown out and struck out in this game already. And a strike there to get things started for Russell. And another strike thrown to get it to an 0-2 count here, as Gruno trying to get out of this inning scoreless. And he will on the swing and a miss and a strikeout for Chase Gruno. And that will end the fourth inning on a very clutch strikeout there from the pitcher. And we will head to the top of the fifth inning, and we will be right back with more Hoptown Hoppers baseball on Hoptown Hoppers TV. And here we are, we're back in the top of the 5th inning now. In the 7-inning ball game, the score remains Bombers 1, Hoppers 0. Hoppers trying to change that here. Sam Perkins getting things started. He has a walk and a single in this game. And there's an outside pitch to him for a ball. 1-0. Bobby Fowler, still the pitcher for the Bombers here in the 5th inning. He started for them. It started off a little slow, but has been solid since then. An outside pitch there, 2-0 the count now to Perkins, who you'd love to see on base here at the leadoff hitter for the Hoppers today. Has played well in both games. And he fouls that one off to make it a 2-1 count. And another foul from Perkins will make it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs as Perkins leads things off here in the top of the 5th inning. And a pitch in the dirt there for a ball. Full count now for Perkins. 3-2 as he tries to get on base and get a runner going for Hoptown here, as they only trail 0-1 but have not been able to get much going in this game. And he'll swing there. That ball will get grabbed up by the second baseman, who makes the easy play at first. And Perkins is no good as he is out. And that will bring up Stephen Bell. Hoppers just not being able to get much done in this game. Scored, and if we're being honest, haven't been able to get much done apart from 1 inning today when they scored 4 runs in the top of the 1st inning in the first game. And here we are in the second game, 4 and almost 4.5 innings into this second game. And they've scored 1 run since then in those innings combined. Stephen Bell falling behind 0-2 on that swing and a miss. I think the Hoppers are just lucky that this Bombers team has also been pretty much unable to get runs going today. And that ball will get hit to the second baseman as slowly as it is also thrown to first, and Bell will also be out. So that's 2 quick outs for the Hoppers. And that will bring up Luis Vergara here in the top of the 5th, fighting to get anything for the Hoppers. That pitch is a strike. 0-1 count to Vergara. A swing and a miss there for Vergara makes it 0-2. And a low pitch in the dirt there for a ball. 1-2 now to Luis. And a swing and a miss will end it for the Hoppers here in the top of the 5th inning. A strikeout to Luis Vergara will send us to the bottom of the 5th, where we will return in just a moment as Chase Bruno looks to take the mound for his 3rd inning. We will be right back with Hoptown Hoppers Baseball on Hoptown Hoppers TV. And we are back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Carter Whitmore will lead things off for the Bombers. And he'll immediately strike that one down the third base line, but it does go foul. So an 0-1 count to get things started off for Whitmore. This is Chase Bruno's 3rd inning. And if you've been keeping up with the Hoppers this year, Chase Bruno has been a closer all season, pitching at most 2 innings. So this is the longest he's gone this year for the Hoppers. And he throws a ball there, but sure looked like a strike from up here. So 1-1 the count. And that is hit to shallow center field. Dom Oliverio will run up and make the catch. And he does for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. I will say this, no matter how this bottom of the 5th inning goes, the Hoppers will have at most 2 more innings, or 2 more chances to get back in this game. Lucky for them, the Bombers have only been able to get the 1 run, which came off a wild pitch. This game should probably be scoreless right now, as that pitch is immediately hit directly at Bruno, who does a good job of getting out of the way and not getting hit by it, because it would have stung. And we are now looking at a single there from Josh Newton. This is Reese Davis at the plate now for the Bombers with a runner at first base and an out on the board. Davis has been out in both of his at-bats today. I'll tell you what, the Bombers have 2 hits in this game, both of which are singles, and they're up and they're winning, if that tells you anything. That first pitch is a low ball. The Hoppers actually have more hits in this game than the Bombers do. And a swing there and a miss for a strike, 1-1 the count. That pitch is high for a ball. 2-1 the count. And another swinging miss there for Davis to make it a 2-2 count with 1 out on the board. The runner tried to go there for a moment as it kind of got loose in the dirt, decided to stay up at first base. And another swinging miss there. 3 swings and misses for the strikeout for Chase Bruno. And the third baseman now, Drew Howard, who struck out himself already in this game, has also not reached base today. It's now up to the plate with a runner at first base and 2 outs on the board. That first pitch sure looked like a strike to me, but called a ball, and the runner will steal second and make it there. You do always wonder about those pitches that like that one probably should have been called a strike, but because the runner went and the catcher was unable to frame it, and had to immediately throw the ball if it threw off the umpire. A 1-0 count here for Howard. That pitch is inside for a ball to make it a 2-0 count. That pitch is hit very well, and the runner is going to come in. How about that? That's all it takes for the second run of the game. And on their third hit of the game, they score a run. That's all it takes. And now Frankie Sebastiano is up to the plate. And like I said, I mean, how many walks do the Hoppers have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're going to call that runner out there, or they're going to call him safe there at second base. It should have been an out, if I'm being honest with you. Sam Perkins thought it was as well. Called safe. Hoppers have 4 walks. The Bombers have 3. That pitch is a strike. The Hoppers have 1, 2, 3 hits. The Bombers have 3. The Hoppers only have 1, 2, 3 strikeouts. The Bombers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts. All I'm saying is every metric will tell you the Hoppers are winning this game and they're losing 2-0. That pitch called a ball. And that is hit foul. 2s are wild here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that pitch is hit well, but fouled. 2-2 the count remains. There's a high pitch to fill up the count at 3-2. 2 outs on the board and a runner at second base. That ball is also fouled off as Sebastiano not wanting to go down here on a strikeout. And that is a swing and a miss and another strikeout to end an inning from Chase Gruno, who for the most part has been doing his job well tonight. And that will send us to the top of the 6th inning, where the Hoppers will have one of their final 2 chances to get back in this game. Right now the score is Dubois County Bombers 2, Hoptown Hoppers 0. We will be right back with more Hoptown Hoppers baseball on Hoptown Hoppers TV. We are back here in the top of the 6th inning as Dominic Oliverio will get things started for the Hoppers. He hasn't been able to get much done on offense today. He's had a rough day. Struck out 5 times combined between the 2 games. And he immediately rifles that one, and that one will probably be extra bases. And he's going to go to second, and he will be safe. And he is safe. A huge double there from Oliverio, who actually slid past the base but kept that hand on there. So a huge single to get things started here in the 6th inning from Dominic Oliverio. And just like that, the Hoppers are back in this game. And just like that, that'll be the end of the night for Bobby Fowler. And he pitched 5 full innings and then immediately gave up a double here in the 6th. And that was the breaking point for them. They'll have a new pitcher come in and warm up, and we'll take, I don't want to say a break because we were literally just gone on a break. We will give him time to get some warm-up pitches in and then be right back. And the warm-up pitches have been thrown. Tate Van Hooser now at the plate for the Hoppers, trying to get some runs here. They're currently trailing 2-0 to the Bombers, who they just defeated in the first game today, 5-1. Runner on second base, no outs on the board. And that's an inside. No, he's going to call it a strike. That was an inside pitch. There's an outside pitch for a ball, no doubt about that one. 1-1 the count to Van Hooser. And Van Hooser will hit that one deep. But not deep enough. That didn't go nearly as deep as I thought it would. It hit well, but this is a deep field out here. And that ball did not go nearly as far as I thought it did. So the center fielder comes up with it for an out. And here we have Artem Logvinov, who does have a single in this game, coming up to bat now. That pitch is called a strike for an 0-1 count to Logvinov. And Logvinov will strike that one to left field. And it's super high, but not deep at all. It's shallow left field. And they come up with a catch there. So the Hoppers looking to squander their opportunity that Dom Oliverio gave them in the first at-bat here with two easy-to-catch fly balls. And now Luis Villalba is at the plate.
The catcher, Luis Villalba.
And there's an inside pitch for a ball, 1-0 the count. And Luis will strike that one to the second baseman, who makes the easy play at first. And just like that, would look like the most promising inning of the day for Hoptown quickly turns into 3 up, 3 down. And we have 3 outs on the board. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. We will be right back. Back here in the 6th inning, and I actually can't tell. This looks like maybe Cody Jones on the mound. Yeah, I think it is Cody Jones. I had someone come over and tell me to give a shout out to the Oliverios if you're watching. I did not get his name. He said his son plays for the Bombers, but that they played together for a long time, Dom and his son playing for the Bombers. So hopefully, if you're watching this, the Oliverio family, you know who that is. That said shout out to the Oliverios, but I was gonna let him say it himself, but he walked away, so I figured I'd say it for him. And here we are. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cody Jones is going to be taking over, another guy who's normally a starter but has struggled in his starting outings. Probably going to try him out here in these last. This might honestly be the only inning he sees if the Hoppers can't get anything done in the top of the 7th. So far in this game, they've shown nothing for us to believe they're going to come back in the top of the 7th inning. Not just being pessimistic, but haven't been able to take advantage of any of their opportunities. And this is Caden Harless, I believe. And he has a single and reached on an error in this game. Had a couple hits in the last one, too. A strike there from Jones. He is one of the better hitters for this team. But Cody Jones here going to try to redeem himself for some of his past outings and hopefully get through this inning here. Throws another strike there. 2 pretty pitches to get things started. That pitch is high for a ball. 1-2 the count. And that is hit to the second baseman, Perkins, who will make the play at first base, and he does for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hurlis not able to get another one. And we will now see Juan Kuzman come up to the plate. He has a walk and a strikeout in this game. 1 out on the board and no runners on base here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bombers leading 2-0. A high pitch there for a ball. 1-0 the early count for Guzman. And that is hit well to right field, but Stephen Bell will get under it and make the catch on the second pitched seen there from Guzman. He gets it into the outfield, but 2 quick outs here for the Hoppers in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jay Flynn now coming up to the plate. Has not been very good on offense tonight in either game. Has not had a hit yet. Got hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, though. That was his only time on base today. One of only 2 players to play in both games for the Bombers. That pitch is a strike. And now that I say that, how many players played in both games for the Hoppers? I believe only 2. No, 3. Oliverio, Perkins, and Vergara. And that is a foul ball for an 0-2 count here. Cody Jones pitching well in what may be his lone inning of the day. There's an outside pitch for a ball. 1-2 the count. And that pitch is low to even things up at 2 apiece, and the 2s are wild here in the bottom of the 6th inning as Cody Jones trying to get out of here, leave the score where it is, and give the Hoppers a chance at the top of the 7th. There's an outside pitch to fill things up at 3-2. And I'll be honest, if you're Jones, you got to throw this straight down the pipe. Flynn has not proven today to be a capable hitter. If you got to challenge him here, go right at him. And as soon as I say that, Jones does that. Does just what I said, but Flynn is able to get a hit, but would have been a walk or a hit, so would have ended him up on single anyway. And a single from Flynn will bring up Josh Russell, who, like Flynn, hasn't been able to get anything done today. Flew out, or maybe was thrown out, and struck out twice in today's contest. And a runner on first now, 2 outs on the board. And a ball thrown right away. And that pitch is hit up to right field. Stephen Bell will get under it and make the catch. And that will send us to the top of the 7th inning, where the Hoppers have one more shot at getting the lead in this game, or else they face a loss here in the second game of the day. We will return then in the top of the 7th to see if the Hoppers have what it takes to get back in this ball game. We are back here, top of the 7th inning, and Mac Biggs will be starting things off for the Hoppers. And there's a strike called.
Thank you.
2 pitches now called a strike. That second one I wasn't so sure about. First one was definitely a strike. Oh, 2 count to Biggs. And there's an outside pitch for a ball, 1-2 the count. And a swing and a miss from Biggs for the strikeout. Will be the first out here in the top of the 7th. Gavin Baxter now up to the plate. There's an outside pitch for a ball to Baxter. And there's an inside pitch for a ball to Baxter. 2-0 the count now. 1 out on the board. That pitch down the middle for a strike, maybe a tad bit high, but 2-1 the count nonetheless. And that pitch is fouled behind home plate. So now 2-2 the count for Baxter. Trying not to be the second out here in the final opportunity for the Hoppers to get back in this ball game. And a ball there, 3-2 now the count. Baxter did check swing, but I didn't think his bat went very far off his shoulder. The Bombers fans disagreed, but a full count nonetheless here to Gavin Baxter. And a ball in the dirt will walk Baxter and sit him on first base and bring up Sam Perkins, who has a single and a walk in this game. And a strike thrown right out of the gate to Perkins, 0-1 the count. 1 out on the board and a runner at first base. The tying run is at the plate. And an inside pitch to Perkins there, 1-1 the count. And that will hit Perkins in the back, send him to first, and send Baxter to second. And you have the go-ahead run now approaching the plate. That's Stephen Bell. Runners on second and first, and the coach for the Bombers will come out and have a chat with the pitcher, who just walked Baxter and hit Perkins. 2 good base runners now on base for the Hoppers. And a good hitter at the plate was Stephen Bell. Hasn't been able to get a hit today, but yeah, on the season has one of the better batting averages on the team. And now they will actually send off their pitcher and bring in a new pitcher. We will let him get a couple of warm-up pitches in, and we'll be right back. And so we return here, top of the 7th inning action. 2 runners on base, second and first. Stephen Bell at the plate and a new pitcher for the Bombers. There's a strike thrown to Bell. 0-1 the count. That pitch is called a strike, looked a little high. 0-2 the count now to Bell, who's going to have to fight here. That pitch is outside for a ball, 1-2 the count. That pitch called a strike, looked inside and low, but they're going to call it a strikeout. And Stephen Bell is rightfully not happy with that call. That pitch was 100% inside and not a good call. Luis Vergara now at the plate with 2 outs, and he's in a sticky situation. The last out for the Hoppers. And he's the go-ahead run at the plate with the 2 tying runs at our second and first base. And Vergara immediately rifles that one. Oh my gosh. That was very close. Very, very close to being a 3-run home run. Very close. It's foul. And even if that one wasn't going to get over the wall, but it would have brought in 2 runs. And man, that is a heartbreaker. That is a heartbreaker. As Luis Vergara absolutely pieced that ball, sent it to the wall, and it just barely went foul. Man, Hoppers would love to have that one back. And an 0-1 count just like that, and a strike like that is not going to be rewarded, sadly. And an outside pitch there, a 1-1 count. And man, I cannot get over how big of a moment that would have been if that ball. And that's a strike. 1-2 the count. And Vergara fouls that one off to keep the count the same as the Bombers fans start to clap. One, 2 the count. 2 outs on the board and 2 runners on base. Luis Vergara in the box. And that's a low pitch in the dirt for a ball. 2-2 the count. 2s are wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Luis Vergara with a big shot earlier in this at-bat. Barely went foul. And that is another foul ball as Vergara's fighting. We've seen this before in that Paducah Chiefs game. Paducah won on a walk-off, but Luis Vergara earlier in that game to stay alive had a massive at-bat with 6 or 7 fouls. Vergara asking for time, and he's not going to get it. And he's going to foul off another one. Catcher going to have a quick word with the pitcher. And Luis Vergara is going to step back in the box, and right now he's fighting with all he has to keep the Hoppers' night alive. The strikeout is called, and I'll be 100% honest with you, that was a low pitch, and it was a missed call. And it was, I mean, you hate to see a ball game end that way. E.J. Davari is infuriated, and these umpires are getting out of here quick and not even answering any questions. But that'll be it. The final score is Hopper 0, Bombers 2. And the Hoppers will return to action tomorrow night at home against the Bowling Green Pistons. We will see you then on Hoptown Hoppers TV. But until then, make sure to remember, go Hoppers. This has been Ethan Alexander, and we will see you tomorrow.